When a narcissistic person comes back into your life after having hurt you, it creates a lot of confusion inside you. Part of you hopes that they have changed, while another part senses that something is wrong. And you're right, they're not coming back out of love, but for other reasons. And in this video, I will explain to you the differences between overt and covert narcissism, and I will tell you the 7 reasons why your narcissistic ex comes back or will come back looking for you. If you don't know me, let me introduce myself. I'm Daniela Coin, a professional educator and Jungian coach specialized in male personal and relational growth. So I help men feel better about themselves and as a result have more beautiful and healthier relationships with women. So before I tell you the 7 real reasons why the narcissist comes back looking for you, I'll give you the definition of a narcissistic person, explain what a narcissist is not, and also the differences between overt and covert narcissism. A narcissistic person, in this case a narcissistic woman, is not just self-centered or vain, as is sometimes believed. A narcissistic person is someone who uses others to feed their own image and personal power, without any empathy for what the other person feels. So in this case, the narcissistic woman uses the man for her own purposes and, paradoxically, either doesn't notice the other person's suffering, or if she does, she doesn't care. She offers explanations that justify why things should be this way, because what she wants is a priority and is right. The narcissistic woman is the one who draws you in, seduces you, makes you feel unique only to suddenly take everything away, leaving you doubting yourself. She devalues you, makes you feel guilty, confuses you because in reality she doesn't truly love you, but rather loves the reflection of herself in your eyes. The more you adore her, the better she feels. The less attention you give her, the more she forces you to do so, and usually she does it in a harsh way. Or she leaves you when she realizes you have nothing left to offer her. Recent studies have explored gender differences in narcissism, distinguishing between its 2 main forms: overt narcissism, which is grandiose, and covert narcissism, which is vulnerable and victim-like. Overt narcissism has the following characteristics: an exaggerated sense of superiority, meaning the narcissistic person feels better than others. This often comes out in phrases like, "No one is on my level," or "I'm too much for that person." There's also a constant need for admiration, meaning they are always seeking praise, compliments, and attention, and if they don't receive enough gratification, they become irritable or demeaning. There are also exhibitionist behaviors, meaning they show off and are constantly trying to appear perfect, superior, and better than others. They lack empathy, meaning they are unable or find it very difficult to put themselves in other people's shoes, especially when someone else expresses vulnerability or pain. So she is unable to be empathetic and often reacts with annoyance or a sense of superiority when she sees the other person suffering. The overt narcissist takes advantage of the person and the relationship, meaning she uses her partner to achieve her own goals without caring about their needs or boundaries. She can be very skilled at manipulating to get what she wants. And finally, there are obviously also competitive and aggressive tendencies. She cannot tolerate others' success, especially if she feels they are stealing the spotlight from her. She may sabotage, humiliate, or subtly criticize others. As for gender differences, historically men tend to display higher levels of overt narcissism compared to women. A 2015 meta-analysis found that men surpass women in aspects such as leadership, authority exploitative tendencies, and feelings of entitlement. Covert narcissism, on the other hand, the hidden kind that isn't immediately apparent and is usually considered vulnerable and victim-like, has the following characteristics: First and foremost, chronic self-victimization. That is, the covert narcissist always presents themselves as the victim of situations, even paradoxically when they were the one who caused the problems. They say things like, "Everyone disappoints me, no one understands me, you don't see what I do for you," and so on. Additionally, there is hypersensitivity to judgment, because the covert narcissist interprets every criticism or even simple, constructive observations as personal attacks and can become silent, cold, or accusatory for days. There is also subtle emotional manipulation, because the covert narcissist uses guilt, punitive silence, or exaggerated displays of fragility to make you feel bad and insensitive. There is also a well-hidden need for attention, because at first glance the covert narcissist seems reserved or discreet, but in reality they demand extreme dedication and understanding. If you don't give her what she expects, she withdraws and keeps everything inside, only to occasionally explode and accuse you of everything she hasn't told you for maybe months. There is also an emotional dependence disguised as self-sufficiency. That is, the covert narcissist appears independent and quite strong on the surface, but deep down feels lonely, struggles to be alone, and needs validation and reassurance. She often accuses you of not being there enough, or says that she does so much for you while you do nothing for her. And finally, there is a passive-aggressive anger, because the covert narcissist almost never explodes. She never seems mean in the moment, but punishes you in a sneaky way, with cold attitudes, sarcasm, detachment, ambiguity, silence, and excuses. She lets you torment yourself, feeling like you're in the wrong and trying to figure out what you might have done wrong, only to, of course, never actually understand it. Gender differences in this case of covert narcissism are less clear. Some studies indicate a higher prevalence among covert narcissistic women, while other studies have not found significant differences between the sexes. For example, a 2020 study by Edinburgh Napier University and Nottingham Trent University found that, according to the research, women score significantly higher in covert narcissism compared to men. And there is no gender difference in overt narcissism. So now, here are the 7 real reasons why a narcissist comes back to you. The first reason is that you left the door open for her, because a narcissist never knocks where she knows the door is closed for good. She comes back looking for you because she senses, maybe from a like, a seen message, or a kind reply, that you are still emotionally accessible. And it doesn't matter if you have rationally said enough. She feels the emotional opening and takes advantage of it. So reflect on this. True closure is not the goodbye message, but the energy you give off when you are no longer willing to sacrifice yourself or let yourself be hurt any further. The narcissistic person senses this, and when she no longer feels welcome, she disappears because she knows she won't get anything from you anymore. But if you are still attached to her, she senses it and will come back to take what she needs. In fact, point 2, the second reason she comes back is that she needs you. At that moment, she needs something from you. The narcissist doesn't come back because she misses you or because you are special or better than others, as you might hope, but she comes back because she needs you and because she hasn't found someone else to exploit, or she did find someone, has already finished exploiting them, and now she's coming back to you. Maybe your narcissistic ex needs emotional support to feel desired, a psychological transition from one man to another, or some practical help. So she needs you, she doesn't love you. Maybe she comes back crying, saying that only with you did she feel loved and understood. But in reality, she just needs someone to tell her how much she's worth again, because maybe at that moment she feels alone, even if she doesn't say it, and you are probably perfect for this role. The third reason she comes back is because she's run out of other options. That is, as you know, the narcissistic woman never really ends things with anyone. She keeps everyone hanging, leaves all the doors open, maintains good relations with everyone, a little message here, a little contact there, a story that's never really over. And she comes to you only because maybe you're the last one who satisfied her needs, or because the other options are no longer available, or just aren't available at that moment. So always remember that to her, you're not the right one. You're just the one for now, and that can hurt, but if you understand it, it can set you free. The fourth reason she comes back is because she wants to feel that she still has power over you. For her, coming back and finding you still willing, still available to welcome her is a personal victory, mostly an unconscious one. In other words, the fact that you're still there, ready to welcome her and wanting her, confirms to her that she still has power over you and that she has worth. It makes her believe, at least, that she has value. It increases her perceived value because unconsciously she thinks she has little of it. Maybe she writes to you after months, makes you feel special, takes what she needs and then leaves again, because she wasn't looking for a real deep connection, but only for confirmation of her own power. The fifth reason she comes back is because she doesn't know how to be alone. Many narcissistic women experience a deep inner fragility, and often they aren't even fully aware of it on a rational level. They are not aware of it. They constantly need attention, approval, adoration, because their core is very fragile. And since they need approval, they don't know how to be alone. Silence terrifies them, and they go to those who have given them something in the past, who have given a lot. And think about this, I repeat, you are not really the person she loves. Right now, you are simply her emotional crutch. 6. She comes back to you because she idealizes you until she has you. That is, at first she looks at you as if you were the savior, the prince, the only one who can truly understand her. And then, as soon as she has you again, as soon as you start seeing each other and being together again, the devaluation begins. She starts finding faults in you again, compares you to others, becomes distant, accuses you, and it's a continuous cycle. For example, maybe one week you're the perfect man, and the next week you're too emotional, too clingy, too nice, and so on and so forth. And finally, the seventh reason she comes back is because she can't stand that you let her go. She can't accept that you found the strength to end things. She wants to come back to flip the script. She wants to be the one to leave you. She wants you to beg her. She wants to be the center of attention one more time. And I repeat, this is not love, it's just a matter of wounded ego. So think about this. If you get back together with her, you're giving her the power to destroy you all over again. But if you stand your ground, you take away her power to rewrite your story. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced situations like this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll leave the button here in the center for you to click. And finally, here are 2 videos for you to explore these topics further.